Have you ever wondered what happens when ambition turns into greed? This is the story of Berry, a man whose life is a powerful lesson for us all. From a young age, Berry was sharp and driven, but also known for being incredibly stingy and bossy. He met Anna, a simple, patient, and deeply loyal woman. They started with nothing, a classic tale of building a life from scratch. Berry was the architect of their future, focusing on his career and business, while Anna was the foundation, supporting him with unwavering love and sacrifice. In the beginning, Berry truly cherished Anna's support. He saw her as his partner, his rock. But as his business grew and money started pouring in, a dark change began. His ambition morphed into a toxic narcissism. He started to believe his own hype, seeing himself as the sole reason for their success. Anna's contributions, her late nights, her unwavering belief in him, they all faded from his memory. He demanded more and more from her, yet gave nothing in return. In his eyes, he was the star, and she was just a supporting character whose role had become insignificant. The day came when Berry decided he had outgrown Anna. He abandoned the woman who had stood by him through thick and thin, chasing after a life of flashy pleasures and the empty praise of strangers. He never once looked back, completely indifferent to the heartbreak he had caused. Anna was shattered. The man she had dedicated her life to had discarded her like she meant nothing. The disappointment was a crushing weight. But this is not where Anna's story ends. After the tears, she found a new strength within herself. She chose to rise from the ashes of her old life. With sheer determination, she started a small business from her kitchen. She enrolled in classes, learned new skills, and slowly, painstakingly built her own world. She discovered a resilience she never knew she had, and gradually she became not just independent, but truly successful in her own right. Meanwhile, Berry was living the high life, or so it seemed. He was rich, famous, and surrounded by people who wanted a piece of his success. But the seeds of his downfall were already sown. His selfishness and betrayal became his reputation. Friends who had once admired him began to distance themselves. Business partners refused to work with him, no longer trusting the man who had so callously betrayed his own wife. The very arrogance and greed that had fueled his ascent now became the tools of his destruction. He was isolated, a king in an empty castle. In the end, as his world crumbled, Berry finally had his moment of clarity. He stood alone, surrounded by wealth that felt cold and meaningless. He realized that all the money and fame in the world could unbuy what he had thrown away: genuine love, loyalty, and the respect of others. But Anna, on the other hand, had found true happiness not in riches, but in her own strength, her integrity, and the warm community she had built. Berry was left to face the harsh, lonely reality he had created for himself. This story teaches us a timeless truth. Greed, narcissism, and betrayal are paths that lead only to painful endings. True, lasting happiness is built on a foundation of honesty, loyalty, and hard work. No amount of power or wealth can ever replace the value of love and respect. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more content that makes you think. We'll see you in the next one.